I'm Alana Russo. I'm one of the FNP students, class of 2018. Today we're going to be discussing the book, The Power of Habit. Um, it is a why we do what we do in life. Um, I found this really interesting because I didn't realize how many habits I myself actually have. And so this book really makes you think about the things you do, especially when it comes to, for example, work. The biggest thing I can think of was this cue routine reward. So we get in these habits, especially once again before work for me, where I cue, get up, get showered, get dressed, get ready for work. I leave, always order my Starbucks, my coffee, go pick up my coffee, and then I'm always at work about 5 minutes before I need to clock in. I've turned this into a habit over the last 6 years. I have never thought about this until I started reading this book and understanding that we get these cravings for these habits. So when you're actually thinking about the way you're doing things, it turns into a how do we condition ourselves over these old habits? We're getting cravings for how we're doing things. I don't know about anybody else, but I feel as if, I'm not getting that coffee. I'm not, doing my normal routine before work, that there's something missing in my day. There's something missing out of my habits. And this book, I feel like, really makes you think about the habits you do have. I feel like it really, really puts a large accentuation on the cue routine reward. So once again, cue, and then you get to your routine, and the reward is I'm caffeinated. I can work for 12 hours. I'm good to go. There can be such thing as bad habits. Bad habits come in all different forms: drugs, alcohol, fingernail biting. You name it. It can be a bad habit. But it also kind of goes over the conditioning over the old habits and how we can break these habits. I really thought it was interesting the way they set up how you can trigger knowledge of these habits. And the one example that really kind of stuck to me was carrying around the index card, and then each time you felt the cue, you mark a check. Not realizing that how many times you really feel that cue for these habits. I do feel like that conditioning over old habits is definitely a good idea in some cases. But once again, craving for stimulation. I gotta go get my coffee. If I don't get my coffee, I feel like I can't work 12 hours. Breaking that habit might not always be a great idea. But for most people, habits can always be broken. It's just got to be a conditioning of how to break these habits. I feel as if this book really makes you kind of think about that and think about all the habits you've gotten into, over your nursing career, how you do things as a nurse, how you, for example, in the emergency room, how you work as a nurse. We go in, we talk with the patient, we do all our tasking, and then we, always sometimes go back and chart and do our assessments. And I feel like there's a lot of habit that can be broken throughout, nursing careers that are not broken. Once again, I found it really interesting that it really made me think about everything and how I do it and how my life would be different if I did it differently. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. The Power of Habits, quite the interesting read. So, that's all I got.